very good evening and welcome to, we're starting season 2, episode 1, but this is really our 21st episode. I'm really excited about this. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are live. We are not Memorex. So if we make mistakes, you'll see it right there.
Yes, you'll hear it too.
And you'll hear it. So I want to welcome everybody to Healthy Living with Marilyn. That's part of living healthy, isn't it, Lisa?
Yes, it is.
Yep. And my name is Dr. Marilyn Scott, and I am your host for Healthy Living with Marilyn. And I am very happy to have my co-host for the evening, Lisa Hazelgrove, who is a wonderful colleague of mine, great friend, and she's been taking over for Josie because Josie's been doing her own thing recently and being a G-Mon, doing some other things, and I'm just really happy that she's been able to branch out and do that. But thank you so much, Lisa.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do. And our guest this evening is Miss Sio Kelleher. She has a company called Courage to Be, which everybody should get their courage up and get up and go going.
Find it.
Find it, because it's so important.
It may be lost, but we can find it.
Yeah, I mean, if you've lost it, if you're having issues, you can find it.
Yes.
You really can. Get focused. We're going to talk about being laser focused tonight. Natural ways to stay healthy doing that, so you're not on any allopathic drugs, which are prescription drugs. So we hope that you'll stay with us for the evening, and thank you so much, Sio, for being with us tonight.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. She is also an intuitive. What else do you do? Tell us what you do.
I'm an intuitive life and business coach. I mostly work with high-performing business women because a lot of business women like us, life and business is intertwined. So a lot of work that I do, work with mindset, work with energy, learning how to just work, move through the resistance we have and challenges we have.
Yeah, because the 2 words you don't want to use is I can't. Don't say that. No. You want to use I am. They are the 2, aren't they, Lisa?
Present tense, yeah.
Right.
It's an affirmation. I am, I have.
I will.
I will.
I'm going to do it. I will do it. Those are affirmative words that you all need to use. Get rid of the negative. We live in such a negative society. We do.
Well, that's also an affirmation. So,
but
yeah,
you look at the news. I don't look at the news anymore.
It may be challenging to keep in a positive mindset all the time.
We have to choose what we view, what we hear, and you're right. It is an affirmation. So I don't look at the news typically either. I try to look at uplifting movies and things like what Marilyn's doing, shows that are talking about health and wellness, and yes.
Because I'm here to uplift you. Yes. I'm here to help you guys be amazing, to find the amazement in you. That's why I asked Sio to come on, because she is also going to show us and tell us how you can find the amazing in you. For the past month now, I've been putting out these little posts every day on Facebook between 8 and 8:30 in the morning when my body starts working again.
And the mind.
And the mind, yeah. And the last thing I put on there is be amazing.
I love it.
Like, today is your day, be amazing.
Yes, it is. Grab it.
Grab it.
Yes.
Grab it. Grab that brass ring.
Today's the first day of the rest of your life.
That's right. Really, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Live for the moment. What's happened 10 minutes ago, it's done.
Yes, it's gone.
What happened 12 years ago, it's done. You got to live for the moment. You can't live for the future because it hasn't happened. You can plan for it, right, Sio? You can plan for it, but you can't live for the future. You have to live right now, in the present tense, right here.
With intention.
With intention. Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago, didn't we, Lisa?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we may be in a place where, yes, I want to be amazing, but that just feels impossible to me. Marilyn, you're just a positive person. Like, Lisa, you're healthy. So if we ever feel like that's just unrealistic, that's just where you are, so then how do we get to eventually when I can say be amazing or I'm amazing, but also believe it? Yep. Because affirmation by itself is helpful, but if you're, because we all know that there's a conscious mind and unconscious mind, and our unconscious mind is 80% of our behavior and our energy and decision, which we don't even recognize. So if I'm say, okay, well, Marilyn told me that I'm amazing, say I'm amazing, but if 80% of my mind, the subconscious mind says,
I'm not.
that's so not true, like that is full of whatever, so then it won't work.
Right.
So then I think what I usually recommend is maybe, so be amazing is where we want to get to, but then can we possibly say something like, I'm really on a journey to be amazing, or I'm taking steps toward being amazing. I'm getting really good at letting go of my past. So then if you could kind of do this little baby step affirmation and mindset work, then our subconscious mind can get on board with it. And then eventually we'll get to a place where, when you say I'm amazing, you feel it in every part of your body.
There's times when I'm not amazing. There's times when I don't feel amazing. I'll be honest with you, I'm not amazing all the time.
Who is?
But who is?
No one.
But what I do is I do my utmost to work through that.
Or have support systems is what I tell my friends, my customers, my clients, is have those support systems. I use the emotion code to get rid of those trapped emotions and get them out of the subconscious mind. But there are other things that we can do to help us support us and to get through those tough times.
Right, because we all have tough times. We all have tough times.
What is emotion code? Someone just asked me about that. So it's not emotional IQ, but emotion code is a system,
It's a technique, yes. And it's a book by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And I read the book and it resonated with me. I heard you say that word earlier, resonated. It resonated. And it was just, eye-opening to me that, we trap that physically in our body and we can remove it or release it. And that was powerful. And I think that empowerment, I think you said that word earlier when we were talking about empowering women. And that's how we empower them, is that we give them the tools and the systems in place to help us get to those amazing times.
Right. Empowerment is very, very important. Talk to your friends. Network with them.
Yes.
If you're having a difficult time, call somebody up and go have tea with them. Or go for a walk with them.
Oh, yeah, right.
My Achilles heel right now is my weight, and there's times when I'm looking at myself like, Marilyn, you're not amazing. You're just not. So I'm working through that, and that's a good thing. Those were good tips because I'm working through that so I can become more amazing and feel better about myself.
But that doesn't define you.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't define you.
It doesn't define me, but sometimes it will make me sad.
Yes, of course.
And I am a very
your
positive
goal is to
person.
be somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. And I am a very positive person, but when I am here, sitting in my den by myself, there are times when I'm like you guys.
Yeah, you have to dig deep to find that amazing part, right? You have to really search and find it. But that's what I love, getting on and watching powerful videos of. There's a wonderful video, affirmations, Jessica's Affirmations, and Google that on YouTube. Jessica's a little girl and she's talking to herself in the mirror and she says, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you love your family loves you. And that just was so uplifting to see this little girl, speaking wonderful, affirmative, positive emotions about herself in the mirror. And it just gets you in a good mood. It puts you back into that good frame of mind.
I mean, if you're having a down day, try to get into a mindset. When you exercise, what's it do? It raises your endorphin levels.
Yes, it does.
Those are your happy hormones, your endorphin levels. It also helps reduce cortisol. It also helps reduce the stress. We're all under stress. My mother, who's 88 years old, she says to me sometimes, I just can't do it. She's taking care of my aunt. And I said, you have to get your stress under control, Mom.
Yep.
And I was talking to her last night, and I said, now when I get off the phone, I want you to sit there and meditate for 5 minutes. Oh, I'm already got my eyes closed. No, you're not supposed to be talking to me when you meditate.
No.
Mom, this is a quiet thing that you do. She says, well, I have my eyes closed. I don't care right now. You have to do it quietly so you can get into your own self. Doing it, keeping your eyes closed and talking to somebody, that's not our definition of meditation.
No.
So you have to keep your mind quiet so you can just sift through what's going on in your life.
And when you first start meditating, because I teach meditations and the biggest thing is I can't quiet my mind. I have the monkey mind.
Yes.
You know, I have the monkey mind. I have constant to-do list. So the meditation really is not intentionally you want to be able to find that quiet place. But when you first started out, it's just allowing yourself to still sit quietly.
To be still.
With the monkey mind.
Gotcha.
With the judgment,
Right.
without like judging it. Oh my God, see, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're supposed to be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Instead of judging it, just being there with whatever that's happening in your mind.
Right.
And then eventually it's like exercising. So
Yes.
you walk 1 mile and then 1.5 mile and 2 miles. So
Yeah.
maybe you sit for 2 minutes with the monkey mind for a while, and then it becomes 3 minutes, a little bit less monkey mind, and then maybe it becomes 5 minutes, and then you start getting quiet. So it's the consistency. In order for us to stay consistent, just being kind to ourselves.
Yeah.
And just don't scold ourselves. Like, you're doing it wrong.
Don't be
You're doing it
hard
wrong.
on yourself.
Well, and,
right.
and that's that article that I found. It's 3 surprising insights about success and happiness by Greater Good magazine. And they said that, you know, if you're talking to, and it's a wellness program, or it's one of those well-meaning spouses telling us, you know, well, you're not doing it right. You need to do it differently. And it's that mindset, that negativeness that really, it's counterproductive. But if you say, well, you know, you're going to love this, and this is how you're going to feel, and you give them that image in their mind of that positiveness of how it is going to make you feel, then it's much more, it works better that way.
Well, it does. And what might be good for John might not be good for Sally.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
because we're all different. So don't be hard on yourself
Right.
if you just can't be still.
Right.
You know, just sitting there with your eyes closed, that's a start.
Well,
And if we fall asleep, maybe
right.
you needed to sleep.
there you
Yeah.
go.
You know?
Well, it's exercising something you haven't done before. You're exercising part of your mind.
Right.
That is not, you know, you haven't worked before probably as well, and that as you're working it now. And you're right, it's that constant doing it over and over again that's going to, you know, produce better and better effects.
But who doesn't want to sit there for 10 minutes by yourself when you have a hectic day
True.
and be by yourself for 10 minutes? I certainly like that.
Yeah.
I love doing that. And since I'm not watching the boys anymore, I have more time. I did it this afternoon like 4 different times.
I do have some clients who are, you know, kind of moms with young kids, and they feel like they don't
know.
have time for themselves. But it is also, that's also mindset block, right? Because 2 minutes, how many minutes in a day? I can't do the math, but there are 24 hours or 60 minutes. You can find 2 minutes to just sit.
Yeah.
To sit.
But we just feel like, no, I can't possibly have.
Or I don't have time to do that.
Yeah, or so when you kind of get under the layer of it, then sometimes it's a mindset that I don't deserve
Oh,
time for
that's
myself.
True. Yeah.
Or everybody else come before me.
You can't let that happen though.
Right, so
When-
then we play with just 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
When I would watch the boys, when I was watching my grandboys, I would rest when they were resting.
That's exactly.
You know, and a lot of moms, and I have a daughter that does this when she can get her son to take a nap. She says, I'm doing everything I can while he's napping. Well, okay, but what are you doing for you?
For you. Yeah.
What are you doing for you? No, I'm doing wash, or I'm doing this. No, you need to do for you. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever. It can make a big difference.
Yeah.
It can make a big, and 2 minutes is a long time when you get right down to it.
Yeah, I tried meditating for 2 minutes. That's a 2 long minutes. For the first time.
That is long.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
It does, and it's just, you know, and you're so right. We're, especially women, we wear a lot of hats, being moms and now grandmoms.
Grandmoms.
So, you know, taking time for yourself is just gonna.
You know what I do? I put it in my calendar. I'm putting it in my calendar now, and I did it when I was watching my grandboys.
Yeah.
You put it in your calendar because that's a date with you. However long that you can stack those minutes together, that is a date with you.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want. You can color. You know, the coloring books are really in. I like to do that. Or you can write, you can journal.
Yes.
You can paint for 10 minutes. There's a lot of things that you can read a recipe for 10 minutes. You can decide what you're going to have for dinner for 10 minutes.
You're investing in you.
That's right. That's right. You have to invest in you because there's nobody else that's going to do it.
Exactly.
So that's part of the, taking care of the healthy mindset. What's something else, Theo, that you can tell people?
I think so if you're watching this and feel like, it's so, I can't find time, I think one affirmation that can work, if you feel like you don't either deserve time for yourself or you do not have time for yourself, one affirmation that's really good is, it is safe for me to take 5 minutes for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Because sometimes we feel there's a desire, like this feeling of like, if I don't put everybody's needs first, something bad will happen. Mm-hmm. Like people will get mad at me. There will be some type of, so feeling safe, it's maybe becomes, it is safe for me to take an hour for myself. Or it is safe for me to put my needs first, right. Sometimes. Mm-hmm. So just coming up with just very gentle affirmation like that, mm-hmm. And then just training your mind to start believing it.
Yeah.
Right. Because when you put that affirmation in your mind, you can have the positive, healthy mindset that you need.
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what we're all working at. Working your brain. The thing that I was working on recently with Jacob, he was into puzzles.
Yeah.
I hadn't done puzzles for ages. And then he said to me one day, he was doing these little 24-piece puzzles, and they were like little Ninja Turtle or Paw Patrol puzzles, and he was doing them himself. It's really cool. And then he said, Grandma, I want to do that puzzle that's the sea puzzle up there, up on top of the cabinet. Well, that puzzle's 100 pieces. And I said, Jacob, that's 100 pieces. I don't care. I want to do it. And we did it in an hour and a half. But for me, it was a different mindset because I had to think about the pieces, the colors, and I looked at him. He's 3, and he was doing puzzles for 6 years and above. And he was doing the pieces, not the outside like I was always taught. He was doing the inside pieces where he could find the face, like the face of the dolphin or the face of the octopus. Right. He was putting those together, and then he was able to put the rest of it together. So that, to me, was a totally different mindset, and it was a lot of concentration. It was focus, and for 3 years old, he sat there and did not get up until he finished that puzzle. I mean, he was that focused, and to stay that focused, I mean, that really taught me a lot. And he's doing puzzles for 6-year-olds. And I thought, okay.
Well, see, he's challenging himself.
He is.
And that's...
He was challenging Grandma, too.
And I think fear, immobilizes us a lot of times.
So when we feel stuck, sometimes trying new things can actually get us unstuck. So it could be exercising, like some type of a movement, because energy is energy. So like physical exercise and movement can make you moving. Taking a different route to where you're going, that's also different.
Your brain might feel funky when you do that,
training,
too.
So shifting that energy to new hobbies, new puzzles, new look.
Go get your hair done. And
like paint night. You can't really see, but there are a whole bunch of paint night things.
We're looking at some paintings on the wall.
So try paint night and try new things so you're not because your energy kind of gets stuck in one place.
Yeah. It gets your creative juices flowing. Yeah. When my son said a couple years ago, I went out, that painting with the tree is 2 years old. And he said, we're going to do paint night, Mom. And I'm thinking, Donnie, Mom doesn't paint. And he goes, yeah, Mom, it's real easy. Anna picked out a real easy one for us to do. Okay. So I worried about it all day, and we hiked up to Griffith Observatory out in Hollywood. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Hiked up a mile and a half, 90-degree weather. I was just famished by the time I got up there. My face was red, but we had a good time. And all the while I'm thinking, paint night, because it was going to be that night, and paint night. And when I got there, Anna says, don't worry about it. It's an easy one. I picked an easy one. Well, it was a tree. And landscape, it's like, I can do trees. I can do trees. But she never told me what it was. She just said it was easy. And I realized, but it was still getting in that mindset of putting the colors together, and because you just get the prime colors. You get black, white, red, blue, and yellow.
It's such a great example of how we sometimes just overcomplicate things because you're hiking to this beautiful place.
I know, and all I'm thinking about is paint night.
You're stressing about, oh my God, this paint night, I might fail, I might not do good, whatever the fear you had. So it was just, so you couldn't really be present in the moment and enjoy that moment.
But no, I really was present in the moment because thinking about paint night made it a whole lot easier to hike up that mile and a half.
So you use it as a motivation.
Yes, I
Motivation.
did.
There you go.
I did.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's,
sometimes people don't.
Like,
you know,
we
they
just get stuck in.
preoccupied.
Yeah, we just get stuck in place, and so getting unstuck like that movement or trying new things.
Yeah, so I've done several paint nights, and I want to go back. And now that I have to, we should all go do paint night.
Yeah.
It's just, it really is a lot of fun. You know, you get some wine there, and you can do anything with a bottle of wine. You know, but they have music that play. It's great. Yeah. It really is good.
I try a paint. So I used to want to be an artist, and then I was told, well, no, you need to get a real job. You can't be an artist. So then I got, you know, so then that's what happened. So recently I started painting again, and the teacher that I'm working with actually working online because she's actually an artist who lives in Spain, and she's able to teach me through technology. It's an amazing time that we have. And what she made me do was she told me to take water-soluble charcoal and using my non-dominant hand, which tends to like unlock your intuition, and write down whatever the words that come up. So then she said any fears or inner critic voice that come up. So then, like, I started writing onto canvas, you know, what if I suck, or I'm afraid of failing, or so you just write. She just let you write
with your non-dominant hand.
and just like whatever come up without judgment. And then she made me wet the brush with water, and we just kind of brushed over it. Yeah. And then we put paint over it. So it was almost whatever inner critic voice or the negative mindset that we struggle with. It's just put it on it, and then just it's gone. Like you released it, so I don't hold on to it anymore. Right. So that was really cool.
That's another good thing about mindset: using your non-dominant hand to do something.
Like journaling,
painting, coloring.
Yeah. Don't use
whatever.
knife. Don't use a knife. Don't use any sharp object with it. But
my husband is left-handed, so he can do a lot of things with his right hand because left-handed people live in a right-handed world.
That's me. I grew up in a right-handed world, and I'm left-handed. I had to learn to use a tennis racket with my right hand, and I cut scissors. We didn't have left-handed scissors back then, so I did. So I became ambidextrous. Is what I eventually became.
So but I'm right-handed, but I have been trying more to use my left hand because when I injured my arm 4 months ago, I couldn't move my arm at all. Yeah. You know, so I was doing a lot more with my left hand. But that's another way to become creative and to change your mindset is use your non-dominant hand, which my left hand is my non-dominant hand. And I think people who are left-handed are more ambidextrous. My grandmother was left-handed, and she was very ambidextrous. And because we all live in most of the people are right-handed. We live in a right-handed world. Yeah, so, but the right-handed people are at a disadvantage because they don't use this hand. You know, we don't use our left hand. So that's a good thing to remember, to use your non-dominant hand. Try riding a bicycle or trying a new sport, taking a new yoga class, or doing the one thing I want to do is I want to do the aerial yoga. There's a place downtown to do the aerial
Fighting
yoga.
Gravity.
Yep, Fighting Gravity Fitness, and I was there once, and I'm going to go back, and I think my arm's ready now to be able to go back. So that's another thing. Try something new. Join a gym to try something new, or take up swimming or whatever. Yeah,
my mother took up art, and she was in her 50s. And she was like, I can't draw. And I said, well, where do you think I get it from? She goes, well, you get it from the other side of the family. And I started laughing. I thought, well, yeah, I guess my dad's kind of artistic. But it was more a sewing. His mother sewed, and he learned to sew because she was an excellent seamstress. And then I learned to sew. And it's funny how that kind of came naturally to me, too. But then I get to VCU, and I'm looking at what they're designing and what I'm designing. And I thought, I don't know if I should be here, but I did challenge myself, and I thought, and it actually motivated me to see what they would come up with, and I thought, okay, well, it's my turn now. What can I come up with?
Yeah, What can you come up with? You know, if you want to try different methods, modalities of healing, you want to learn something about homeopathy or herbs or spirituality or sleep, you know, learning better. You know, Lisa, I just read something about sleep today, that people who deprive themselves of sleep, and I'm paraphrasing, but people who deprive themselves of sleep have more of a chance of getting dementia and Alzheimer's.
Well, think about it. It's not just our bodies that are repairing
it's
it.
our mind.
Our mind is actually repairing, and that's at the time that the mind is actually being able to clean as well. And you're laying down new memory. Short-term memory becomes long-term memory, and that's why a lot of people, like my dad, who did not sleep well, and he had suffered from sundowners, where he would start to want to go to sleep at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then he'd be up in the middle of the night. That's, you know, you lose that short-term memory so quickly because you're not giving it time to lay down that memory into long-term memory. I met a gentleman that said he hadn't slept since Vietnam.
Wow.
And I thought, well, I said, how do you manage? And he said, well, I started to volunteer on a rescue squad. And then I thought, well, that's kind of dangerous, isn't it? But yeah, I was working with him to see, but his was more PTSD.
That's what I thought.
And, you know, he said he started to sleep better when he would put the gun underneath his bed. But yeah, we started working with a lot more energy healing and helping him to, and it was interesting. So then he did start to sleep, and it kind of scared me. He said, by the way, I'm dreaming. And I thought, well, is it good or bad? He goes, no, it just doesn't make sense. And I said, think about it. For 40 years, you were not laying down that memory, and it's been just kind of floating around. And all of a sudden, now you're laying down memory while you're sleeping, and it's all discombobulated, and it didn't make sense. But yeah, after 40 years, it's amazing that the body can still start to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, our bodies do have memory. Muscle has memory. When I messed up my rotator cuff and my tricep, the doctor said, well, Marilyn, you know, we're really worried about your tricep. Okay, I can fix it. You can fix it? Yeah, I can fix it. And he looked at me like I was speaking Chinese or Greek or something. Yeah. And it's like, no, I really can fix it. He says, well, how are you going to fix it? I said, well, with my holistic healers, homeopathy.
And sleep.
And sleep and magnetic therapy and herbs. And he looked at me like like a deer in the headlights. And I said, thank you very much. And when I came home, I said, just don't make me go back to him again, son. You know, because I could fix it.
We forget.
And our bodies have memory. Muscle has memory. You know, your subconscious has memory.
I have a friend who's 28 years old, and we worked out together, and she said, my wrist hurts, it's been hurting, and I'm like, it's probably the way you're used to be a personal trainer, so
using
the way you're loading your body, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I guess I need to go get cortisone shot. And I said, you do not get a cortisone shot. I said, you're a 28-year-old athletic woman with a resilient, healing body. You are just going to rest that wrist.
That's right.
But she's like, oh, I thought that's just what you do when you're but that's how.
Well, that's the mindset.
That's what
that is the mindset.
Well, and it's also brainwashing that's what we have to do. It wasn't until 13 or 14 years ago that I thought there are other choices that I had to make with the depression. I didn't have to go the medicine route. No. And when I found out part of the depression was coming from the sleep deprivation, and being able to address that, our bodies are amazing healing machines. If we give it the right tools, the right sleep, the right water, the right food,
the right exercise.
It's amazing how it's resilient and can start to repair.
Yeah, speaking of exercise, I've been starting to take some different yoga classes, and with our retreat that we're doing, called Creating the Amazing You, which is October 13th, 14th, and 15th. We're going to do some yoga. And I found a place to get yoga mats because I wanted to just have yoga mats so I could just bring them in. People could come in and they don't have to drag a lot of stuff. You can just come, you know, come in comfortable clothes. But so I found this place in downtown Richmond.
Really?
Called Yoga Accessories. And it's a wonderful place to go to call because they're warehouses in Tennessee, but to call to get some yoga equipment. It's very affordable. Taylor was very helpful for me, And I can't wait to get my yoga mats. I'm just really excited about it. And I just told Taylor today that, you know, I'm going to mention it on my show about your yoga accessories because you can get them at a really good rate. I can't wait to get them. They're not latex. They don't have any metal in them. So they're probably about as natural as you can get. Have you heard of yoga accessories?
I recently did a retreat in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I got eye pillows from them.
Eye pillows.
Yeah. So I ordered. You know, they're really nice. And there were 20 women. Those suckers are heavy. So because we got 20 of them, but we got them and we're able to give it out.
Eye pillows are great. I go to an energy healer and she always puts a lavender eye pillow on me. And you know, that's another way to create a good sleep environment. Get yourself an eye pillow.
Are we talking about like an eye mask?
No,
it's like a pillow that
goes over your eyes.
I'll have to show you mine.
Because I use an eye mask, but I have magnets.
No, this is an eye pillow. It's about 3 inches wide
it's puffy.
Yeah, it's puffy, and it smells like lavender.
Oh.
And lavender is an herb that is very calming. So
folklore, they used to put it under their pillows.
Right, and you know, if you're having problems with sleep or you just can't get your brain to turn off, a lot of times if you'll get lavender oil and diffuse it in a cool mist diffuser, or put a couple drops of lavender oil on a Kleenex or a cotton ball and put it underneath your pillowcase, you'll sleep like a rabbit. Yeah, you'll really sleep well.
So if you get unscented eye pillow, you could put whatever essential oil that you just put a drop of it. So if you have a headache, you know, they're essential oil that's great for pain and headache. You could just put a drop and put it on. Lavender to sleep better. So yeah.
So yoga accessories, you might want to check them out if you're into yoga. If you're not into yoga and you want to try it and get yourself a DVD and just do it at your home, Lisa does it out on her deck. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's great.
It's helping me stretch. Not that I'm going to get any taller. I know I'm not. I try. But I'm always going to be vertically challenged, and that's just something I got to live with. So, you know, we're not all born tall.
Yeah.
So, I love myself anyway.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's another great affirmation. I love myself anyway.
I embrace the amazing me.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, if you want to come we'd love for you to come to our retreat, which is October 13th, 14th, and 15th. Check our website, www.creatingtheamazingyou.com. We've got all the information there. Or you can call me because we take payments. And I don't know if we've got the payment chart on there for PayPal. But give me a call at 804-350-0034. So, Lisa, tell us about what you're doing right now.
Well, right now I'm looking for people that are interested in good filtered water. I have a special on the Neatkin filter. It's a countertop. This is the sports bottle, a special on this as well.
You can take it wherever you go.
I love this. It was so funny. We went to the networking at, what was the name of that place in?
Studio 52?
Social.
Social.
It started with an S. I was close.
And I took this with me, and it was so funny. The waiter's like, well, you can't have that in here. I said, so I took the filter out, and I said, here, go fill it up with water for me. So what I do is, you know, everywhere I go, I take it with me. The chemical water just doesn't do well with my blood sugar.
The chemical water doesn't do well with anybody's.
No, true, but the chlorine really messes with my blood sugar, so I always take this with me. Plus, if you've ever been to a place and they give you water and it just tastes horrible, it's great to have that.
But put it in this.
Yep. Take it with you.
And then take it with you.
But the countertop version is on special if you want to save $163 before the end of this month. Call me at 804-539-3251, or you can email me at lisa@lisahealthy.com, and I'll send you some information about it. And I won't even let you taste the water. I'll bring the filter with me and let you see it.
Yeah, it's really good.
And this countertop, is it like a pitcher? Or
it's actually a countertop. It's about this tall, this wide.
It's like a machine.
It's a machine.
Like a
and
commercial.
And it has a spout on it.
Yep.
Like a regular water thing, you know, that you can put on your.
It actually goes through a magnetic field. It magnetizes the water, which is interesting.
There's stones in it.
Yep.
And really cool.
To me, the consistency of it is like silk.
It's smooth.
It's very smooth.
Let me have a sip of that water.
No, it's just like I don't know. I'm big into textures. I don't like really texture stuff, but this is awesome.
Well, it's interesting because 14 years ago, when I met that lady who introduced me to the water filter, she kept pinching my skin. She's a nurse. She said, "Don't you drink water?" And I said, "No, I can't stand the smell of it." Well, she'd pinch it, and my skin would stay up. If it doesn't stay up and it goes right back down, then you're very hydrated. But she could tell I was dehydrated, and I said, no, even bottled water, I can smell the chemicals in it. And that's when she introduced me to the water, and it just, like she said, tasted very good.
Yeah, I can smell the chlorine a lot of times when I turn our water spigot on in the kitchen. The thing is, if you look at the periodic table, this is chemistry, guys, where iron is at the bottom, iodine is at the bottom, you've got, and I don't remember what order it is, but it's bromine, chlorine, and fluoride. Am I right? Yeah. So by the time you get down, Michael is a chemist. By the time you get down to the iodine, if you had chlorine or you've been swimming in a pool or something, what that does is it leaches the iodine out of your thyroid. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch that. And I touched my microphone. Sorry, Zen. And what that does is it can create havoc with your thyroid. And your thyroid and your adrenals are brother and sister. So if you are under a lot of stress, this is one mindset that you really want to think about. If you're under a lot of stress, your adrenals, which are about the size of walnuts, they sit on top of your kidneys. Those are your stress glands. If you are under so much stress that you blow those glands, and people have done that, your thyroid takes over, and then you're going to have thyroid problems. So you've got to be careful, very careful of your stress level. And I just read a couple weeks ago, and I said it on my show last week. 90% of the people who go to the doctor, the reason why they're sick is because of stress.
I didn't know anything about adrenal fatigue until one of my clients, who's actually Ayurvedic MD, she did an assessment on me, and she said, you are really tired, you're in adrenal fatigue. And I'm like, no, I feel great. I have a whole lot of energy. And she said, no, actually, you have energy. You're an energetic person, so you feel energetic, but physically
you're not.
You are really, really tired. She said, no workout, don't cut carbs, sleep. And I'm like, what? So sometimes even though you feel good,
you have, and
sometimes there's a disconnect,
but your body isn't doing well, because what happens is your thyroid probably took over, and that's where you got all the energy.
Exactly.
You probably had hyperthyroid,
maybe,
and that's why you had all that energy. But to get them balanced, which is a different, you have to get your body balanced. Am I right? With exercise, drinking plenty of water. Like Lisa said, if you bring your hand up, pinch your hand,
and
it stays, you're dehydrated. If it goes down, you're hydrated. So I guess I'm pretty hydrated because it won't stay up for me. So, but you've got to drink half your body weight in water. So I do the easy math. If you weigh 150 pounds, you got to drink at least 75 ounces of water a day. And I'm not saying start drinking 75 ounces of water right now, because you will start sloshing and your eyeballs will start floating. And a couple weeks ago, I drank a little bit too much water, and my stomach was constantly sloshing, and it's like, this is not good. It's not a good feeling. No. So you just I did a lot of walking. I just did a lot of walking just to try to get rid of it.
That's good.
So I should have gone to one of those Bikram yoga places, the hot yoga, but that's one thing that is on my bucket list, but I just haven't done it.
I'll start with Hot House Yoga, because their class is 60 minutes. Bikram is 90 minutes. So they're both hot. So go to 60-minute first.
Just go on your deck and do it.
And then the 60-minute one, if you must leave, they don't yell at you. I think 90-minute one, they don't
They don't let you back in.
You better stay.
You're gone.
So let's start little baby steps.
Baby steps.
Definitely baby steps.
CEO is definitely into baby steps, which I absolutely love. She is the baby step gal. If you feel like you can go conquer the world right now, talk to CEO first, because she'll get you to conquer the world in the little baby steps, right?
Right, because when we conquer baby steps, then we get used to conquering.
Right.
We get used to winning, and you get like, oh my God, I did it. I'm awesome. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get to the big thing. If you are just looking at how far you have to go, and all of a sudden say, oh, empower yourself, get courage, go get it and be amazing. You're like, okay. So yeah, that's why I'm a big fan of this baby step, because you're kind of taking practice on, you know,
not only that, but you don't want to start off with a type of program that is very stressful.
Right.
Because it's too stressful. You know, and anything with boot camp in it, I stay away from. Because
especially the 6:30 in the morning down in a park.
Well, and I've heard people getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Guys, if you're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I hope you're going to bed at 9 o'clock at night, because you're not getting enough sleep.
That's right.
But think about it. It puts stress on the body. So you want to start a regime that is very slow and incremental. You don't want to go full force into it. And I've had people say, well, I'm going to start, you know, running a marathon. I said, have you ever done this before? And this one person was like, no, she had like a week before she was going to do it. And I said, you know, I really would get some help if I were you from someone who's done this before. And I said, I would increase your minerals, number one. And she just looked at me. She didn't understand that you're going to sweat it out a lot quicker. Your athletes are stronger, but they're also weaker in the fact that they don't have the mineralization they need. They don't have the water that they need. So make sure that if you're going to do a program like that, that you get with someone that's done it before and is a, you know.
But if you're going to do a marathon, you got to train for a while.
Not a week.
My daughter is doing a half marathon in November. I said, I will cheer you on, and I will be at the finish line with a bottle of water or a gallon of water.
And minerals.
But I'm not running with you, Tiffany. It's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
So, but I will cheer and rah-rah her on and everything. And but she has been training for it for months. She's been getting up at 5:30 every morning and getting out and running. And she comes home, and then she gets the kids ready, and off we, you know. And I commend her for doing that. I commend her for being tenacious and just motivated enough to get up in the morning at that hour before the chickens are up, before the roosters are up, and even before the sun is up. And she's out there running and, you know, beating the pavement. And my hat's off to you, Tiffer, definitely. If you're watching, I love you, gal. I'll be there.
Yeah, good gauge is if you love it and if you have a good time and it's fun for you, that's an exercise for you. So even though we are not a big fan of 6 a.m. boot camp, if that makes you feel amazing, then
go for it.
Yeah, if you love running,
do your thing. If you like doing, there's something that Fighting Gravity Fitness was doing. They're doing some acro yoga where it's like acrobat stuff.
Really cool, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, no.
No?
No. That's not maybe on my bucket list, but it's intimidating to me. You know, I mean, I really
baby steps.
Again,
but
start
I don't
small. Take a walk.
Really
My good, you talking about walking earlier. There's nothing more powerful
than taking a walk.
Not just the exercise that you're getting, but you're outside and you're in nature, and that is something that we just don't. We don't do. We don't get outside because we live in a
cube.
You know, we do. We live in a. By the way, our houses are more secure now as far as letting air in and toxins in than it ever used to be. That's not actually a good thing, because what it does is it actually keeps toxins in it as well that are not getting out. We're not opening those windows like we used to anymore and getting that fresh air coming in. But nothing more invigorating than getting outside and walking.
You know, and if you don't have time to walk, and I've said this before, sometimes when we get busy, if you're going to the grocery store, park out in left field, and you say, oh, Marilyn, I don't want to do that. Well, yeah, I know. You don't want to do it, but let me tell you, you'll feel a whole lot better, because you got to walk in the grocery store anyhow, so you might as well walk a little bit before you get there, right? And you have to push a cart. You start putting groceries in the cart, that thing gets heavy.
Yeah, and if you work somewhere all day long, you say, well, I don't have time for that. Do you get a break?
Yeah.
Guess what I used to do when I worked in corporate America? Every break I got, and matter of fact, I wore a hole in the shoes that I used to wear. My tennis shoes had a hole in them because I would walk around the building and walk and walk and walk. And that was the only way I could get rid of the stress. It was a very stressful environment that I was working in. But getting outside and walking was huge for me.
I mean, today the weather was beautiful. It's going to be like this for maybe a few more weeks.
I heard at least through the weekend.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, take advantage of getting outside.
But speaking of weather, we need to really think about the people down in Florida and down in the Keys.
And
just say prayers for them, and
Texas
coming up right in the center of Florida. And so just say prayers for them, because they're going through a really challenging time right now, like the people in Texas did a week or so ago.
Yeah.
So think about them when you're home and you've got electricity and you have water and you don't have to pay $100 for a case of water, because that's what they would charge you down in Florida. Big
so
time Prousco.
Gratitude, feeling gratitude for things we have is a huge way to shift our mindset and get our mindset into positive. And also giving, so generosity, giving to others, is also raises our vibration and get our mindset in the positive place.
I was just thinking about that.
So it was such a great segue, that feeling gratitude for what we have, and then giving generously to others. Those two things is going to be one of the best way to shift our energy and put our mindset in a positive place.
Right, or sit down and journal. What are you grateful for? Yeah. Write a chapter. I am grateful for the fact that I got up this morning. I am grateful for breathing. I am grateful for I have water to drink. I'm grateful for I know how to cook.
I'm grateful I have no pain.
Right, no pain.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, and it sounds really minuscule, but a lot of people have pain. A lot of people don't have water. So think about the things that you have. You have a roof over your head. You have clothes on your back. You have a place to sleep. Yeah. There's people out there that don't have a place to sleep. So be grateful. Write yourself a grateful journal. That will also change your mindset, won't it?
Yes, so every day writing 5 to 10 things that you're thankful for is a huge way. Sometimes people kind of get caught into, well, I wrote this yesterday too, so this list is not as good. And I'm like, it's not about how good of a list you put together.
You're not getting graded on this.
Right. But then we got graded so long that we just start judging it. So I said, just try to not worry about how good the list is. It's the actual practice of feeling thankful for. And when you feel thankful, that energy shifts. So it's actually the moment of practice that's making a difference. Yeah. It's not what you write on the paper.
Right.
So if you could do that every day.
Or just start writing. Just start writing words, positive affirmations. It will totally change your mindset. It will totally change your thinking. It will totally change your health, because when you start thinking positively, you're going to start feeling better.
Yes.
And take those baby steps like CEO's talking. Take the baby steps to get you to that that point. You know, the reason why I put those posts out on Facebook every day is to enlighten people. That's my goal. If I can touch the heart of one person every day, I don't care what I've done the rest of the day. I really don't, because it's important for me to show people that there is more to life than feeling bad for yourself. Right?
Yep. Well, you're encouraging them too, and that's
my goal.
We need that every day.
I do it every day. I'm motivated enough when I get up, my feet hit the floor. I'm motivated enough to get out there and think, okay, what am I going to tell my friends today? You know, how am I going to get somebody motivated, make somebody happy, make somebody realize they are an asset to being here. They're an asset to their friends. They're an asset to their family. They're an asset to their business partners. It's really important for me to do that. And I'm not always feeling that great all the time, you know, but I try to put it in a positive mode. And that's the way I do it.
Yeah.
So
that's right. You're right. Find something that does interest you. Like, you know, I found that I love doing the yoga on my deck. Of course, in the middle of summer, it's not real fun.
Tell me what you're going to do this winter.
But, well, you know, I do a lot of walking when I don't do the yoga. And I've got a little rebounder, a little trampoline, and that moves our lymph. So I'm always
that moves your lymph.
I'm always you know, concerned about moving that, since there's no pump there. So we do need to move that either through massage, dry brushing. I think you said you do that.
Oh, dry brushing is
awesome.
But
I'll do my rebounder. I'll get out and walk. You can always put a coat and a hat on,
and your boots on,
and just go. Yep.
You know.
And it's so funny because my dad loved to walk. He did. He would. And when he came to live with me for a while, we would walk every day. And it's funny, you know, I thought about that the other day because I was out walking, and I thought, I need to be doing this every single day. Because I just felt so much better, and I was in such much better health at that time.
Well, we're just going to have to call each other to do that.
We are, yep.
Put it on our calendar that every day we're going to walk.
We're going to walk.
You're going to hold yourself accountable to
Yes,
it.
Yes, yes. If you guys want to walk with us, give us a call. You know, you've got our phone numbers. Mine's 804-350-0034, and Lisa's is
804-539-3251.
Yeah, so give us a call, and we can do FaceTime, or you know, you can just talk with us on the phone to get you motivated. Because I've got to get out there and walk. Yep. Because I feel better when I walk. It raises my endorphin level, makes me feel better. And the air, even though we don't know what pollutants are in the air, but just to get out there.
Just to get outside.
Just to get outside and get yourself some vitamin E or vitamin D. And, you know, somebody told me, well, I need to take vitamin D. No, you don't.
Just go outside.
Go outside and get some sun. It's free.
And someone said they were talking about melatonin the other day. And I said, do you know if you walked outside for 20 minutes facing the sun, that you're going to fill that pineal gland.
Right.
Light is the only thing through the eyes that fills up the pineal gland.
So don't put your sunglasses on because they're UV rays. You need to have no sunglasses on.
Just make sure it's not the strongest time of the day for the sun.
Right.
But
like
you do
between
need
10 and 2.
But you do need to have that light come through the eyes. And even someone who's blind, if they're getting outside and they're actually getting the light through their eyes, even though they don't have the receptors that we do, sighted people do, they're still going to be able to help fill up that pineal gland and to be able to secrete that melatonin at night.
Right,
Oh, wow.
and melatonin is a hormone. So giving yourself a hormone, it puts your own hormone into a siesta mode.
Yes, that is very good.
Well, it does.
Exactly,
Because
you're
your
right.
melatonin in your body says, well, you're giving me melatonin, so I don't have to
I don't
do
need to make it
anything. I don't
anymore.
need to make you anymore. And then when you get off it or you run out of the bottle, then you have insomnia problems. So think about that, you know, because I've had clients call me and say, well, Marilyn, I can't sleep anymore. Well, what were you taking? Melatonin. Melatonin? You're taking a hormone that you already have in your body? No. So think about what you're taking in your body. You don't, you know.
That you can do naturally.
That's right, that you can do naturally. Go out and get the sun. My mother said, well, I need vitamin D3. Mom, go out and get the sun.
Go
You
outside.
live at the shore. Go get the sun.
Oh, wow.
It's right there.
I'd be out there every day.
Yeah. She doesn't live near the beach. She used to, but she used to live on the water, but she lives further in, which is good because she lost her house a couple years ago during Sandy.
Oh, wow.
But she didn't live there, thank goodness. But yeah, so anyhow, go out and get yourself some sun. Go out and take your shoes off and walk into your grass, or go to the beach and walk in the sand, or get grounded.
Yes, standing
Get
barefoot.
grounded. Stand
in
barefoot.
the nature
On Mother Earth.
is grounding. Yes, it's
Because
very
we
grounding.
wear shoes and you're not getting anything through the shoes.
Yep.
No matter which one. You wear steel-toed shoes. I don't know what people do when they wear steel-toed shoes. I don't have a clue, but yeah, you would know then, wouldn't you?
They just don't want something to fall on their feet.
Right,
you know?
right.
That's
we're, you know, how can you get grounded with steel-toed shoes?
Well, you
know?
still can, but barefoot.
Barefoot is best.
Barefoot is best.
Way. And the benefit of grounding is if you get scattered all the time and you're not focused, it just brings you down to, you know, who you authentically are, the things that are important to you. You get to get done more. You get to focus more. You don't react weirdly. If you're a kind person, you're going to stay grounded to who that person is. So sometimes when you're not grounded, you're a super kind and healing person, but you'll snap at people and hurt people. That's just
Or you have
indication that you're not
ADD.
grounded.
Yeah.
Can't
You have
get anything
ADD.
done.
You can't stay
running
focused.
around. Yeah.
It's actually called the zeta potential. If you stand on Mother Earth barefoot, you're actually getting free electrons through your feet. And that
Mother
helps,
Earth energy.
that helps
coming
to
up.
fight free radical damage. Yeah.
Yeah. And and we all have free radicals in our system.
Yes, we do.
But we don't need them.
Running amok.
They don't need to be in our bodies. So go outside and run around a little bit out in the grass.
Yeah.
Take this selfie stick with you guys. And then do Facebook Live.
Yeah,
You guys should walk with us.
I'm grounding. Look. see?
I will do that. You're on. I got you, Seal. So, Seal, how can people get in touch with you?
I am very active in Facebook, so my Facebook business page is C.O. Kelleher. And I also have a Facebook group that you're in called Alpha Female Sisterhood. So Alpha Female Sisterhood, just embracing our strong female, powerful energy, and we support each other to empower each other.
And it's a great group. I enjoy watching it, and she does live videos on there. I don't always get to catch them, but But, you know,
I appreciate that you're checking in
sometimes. I do check it out. So how else can they get in touch with you?
You could go to my website, which is courage2be.com. My email is SEO, which is SEO, at courage2be.com.
There you go. Courage to be. We all need courage.
Don't we, though?
Courage to be healthy.
Courage to be healthy.
Courage to be successful.
Right.
Courage to be happy. So whatever that courage you need to become the best version of you or healthiest version of you, then we could help each other.
That's right. Together. I mean, we're all here to help you. That's why I have Healthy Living with Marilyn. That's why I do this show. That's why I'm dedicated and motivated, and I have the courage to go on every week.
Yes, you do.
And with wonderful friends and wonderful colleagues, and I don't know what I would do without them because they help give me courage. They help motivate me, and you all help motivate me as well. So just think about what you want to do to become a better you. And that's basically the best mindset that you can get into. And like CEO says, take baby steps. You know, you don't have to
go full force.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Don't go full force. Find something that you can just, you know, if you want to try, I don't know, cooking. You know, you can go to, there's several cooking.
Well, there's
Laurel,
Blissed Out Chef.
Yeah, there's Blissed Out Chef Laurel that teaches cooking. But Sur La Table, you know, you can go to a place, Williams-Sonoma, they teach cooking classes. I've taken a couple
Edible
cooking
education.
classes. Edible education. Those are ones in our area, but Google cooking education near you. You know, if you wanted to try cooking, or if you wanted to try painting, or anything, have the courage to at least try it, because not doing it is failure. And at least if you tried it, you didn't fail.
No.
You didn't fail, right?
Yeah.
So that's the mindset you have to do. Don't say, I can't do it. Say, I am going to try this. Like when I did paint night, it's like, whoa, I got to paint? You know, you're kidding me. Yeah. No, I went and did it. And like Nike says, just do it. Just go for it. Just do it, right? Just do it.
One thing I would love to recommend you, if you don't have any time, this is one way to practice gratitude every day. Just pick one thing you're thankful for, just one thing. I'm thankful for my supportive husband, whatever it is. As soon as you say, I'm thankful for this one thing, just close your eyes and feel all that gratitude in your body.
And hug yourself.
And just like do whatever it needs to do. Just, I'm thankful for this one thing. And then you're done. And you could do that every day. It's going to take you 3 seconds, 5 seconds.
Right.
And you could do that every day. Pick one thing,
I
feel
agree.
it in your body,
Yep.
and you're done.
Yeah.
And you're done.
There's a mini baby step.
Right. That's a really micro baby step. You know, think about the things that, anything.
Yeah.
You know, you've got shoes on your feet. You have clothes on your back.
Do a vision board.
Or do a vision board. That's a good one. Get your old magazines out. Don't tell me y'all don't have magazines. I know you do.
Yeah.
Cut out some things out of your magazines and put them on a board.
You should do that at your retreat.
Yes, you should.
We probably will.
Yeah,
we probably will.
I put scenes of people skiing on it. When I was diagnosed with osteopenia, I thought it's a precursor to osteoporosis. I thought I would never go snow skiing again, and I did with my family. And of course, the pain was incredible, and I thought that that's surely going to stop me, but it didn't, and I got through it and was able to go snow skiing with them, and that meant the world to me to be able to do that with them. And that's I don't want to sit on the sidelines and sit in a rocking chair when my grandchildren are playing. I want to be out playing with them. I want to be snow skiing with them, and doing things that I did in my younger years. I want to do them in my older years as well.
Right. Just because we're getting older, you don't have to be old.
You don't have to sit in the rocking
chair.
chair.
You don't have to be old because you're getting older.
That's right.
Age is just a number.
It is a number.
That's what my mother says. My mom's 88 years old. Age is just a number, Marilyn.
You go.
So you don't have to be old.
No.
You fight it. I fight it all the time. And I take my baby steps. It's like, I'm not going to be old. I am just going to keep rocking and rolling. And this is your lucky day because you are going to keep soaring to bigger heights. And we hope you have a lovely Thursday evening and enjoy your weekend. And we will see you next week. And change your life today.
you.
Thank you for joining us. We love you. Have a great evening. Bye. Thank you, CO. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Sia.